You might have always thought before of heading out into the Great Lakes and jumping in a sailboat and just enjoying the free sailing adventures that you could have out there. But maybe you're like me and you don't know how to sail. Well, we have an opportunity for you to learn all about that. Michelle, where are we going to next?
We're going up to Traverse City, and we're talking with Rod Call of Unsalted Sailing. And Rod, start off, you clearly are a sailor. Tell us about sailing those sparkling blue waters of the Great Lakes.
Well, yeah, we're blessed to be located in Traverse City, obviously. And, Traverse City seems to get a lot of national attention for cherries and vineyards and local beer and food and the sand dunes up here. And we, our goal is to shed some light on, if you will, sailing our neck of the woods. The waters here, without the salt and the palm trees, sometimes you'd think you were in the Caribbean. They're as blue and green as the Caribbean waters. So we're very proud of our sailing territory, and we're trying to promote sailing the Great Lakes, and specifically northern Lake Michigan and northern Lake Huron with Unsalted Sailing.
Well, Unsalted Sailing, is this a relatively new company? I didn't know about it until Michelle told me you'd be on the program today.
We are new. We officially launched earlier this year at the Chicago Strictly Sail Boat Show. And last year, we sort of dipped our toes in the water, if you will, with the first Unsalted Sailing Flotilla in August. And that took place primarily in West Grand Traverse Bay, and we did pop up to Charlevoix and then back down to Traverse City. And the event was a big hit. So my good friend and a fellow business owner, Dave Conrad, who owns Bay Breeze Yacht Charters, he and I decided to turn this into more of, instead of just an annual flotilla, turn it into a series of events and an entire company and brand based on promoting Great Lakes sailing. So, yes, this is our first full season, if you will.
So how does this work? I mentioned earlier that I really have always kind of imagined myself as being a sailor, but I don't like to get my ears wet, and I don't know anything about sailing. So there are some problems there. So how can I do this?
Well, the unique thing about all four events, and we have an event in June, we have one in July, August, and September. Two of the four are extremely friendly to beginners and families, all skill levels. And what's unique about the events is you can bring your own boat if you already have a boat. You can charter a boat with a captain. You can charter just a cabin on a boat, go along for the ride. And the real unique twist is, in collaboration with Bay Breeze Yacht Charters and Sailing School, you can take lessons during the events. So this is literally from somebody who wants to learn sailing to an old salt. It's a real eclectic mix of people, which makes it a lot more fun when it comes to telling stories at the end of the day and mixing some of the locals and the local knowledge with people who just really want to see what it's like to sail, and not only to sail, but also to see northern Michigan from a different perspective from the water, which is our favorite way to see it.
So really you're kind of organizing flotillas at each of these times to go to different places on the Great Lakes.
We are. Yeah, our first one is coming up in June, and this one actually is going to take place in Lachino Islands, Mackinac Island up in the Straits of Mackinac. And we're going to depart out of the Duncan Bay Boat Club in Sheboygan. Bay Breeze has a base there as well. And this is going to be a very slow, relaxed pace sail, and we'll hit Mackinac Island. We'll do the bike tours. We'll do some kayaking, some hiking. We'll visit the town of Hessel, and then we'll go to Government Island, which is part of the Lachino Islands. There's, I think, 36 islands that make up the Lachinos. And weather and time permitting, we hope to bounce over to St. Helena Island, which is just east of the Mackinac Bridge, for a guided tour of the lighthouse. But with many things with sailing that you learn is you have to accept what Mother Nature gives you. So we do have to go by what the weather is that day. But that's the first of four of our events this summer and fall.
So that'll be June 16th through the 21st. Later on in July, you're headed to another area?
In July, we'll be doing another island hopping trip. We're going to depart out of Northport, which is at the tip of the Leelanau Peninsula. And we're going to, again, depending on weather, we're going to hit either Beaver Island, the Beaver Island Archipelago, I guess they call it. It's just absolutely gorgeous there. And not just Beaver Island, but High Island and Garden Island. Some of the surrounding islands and anchorages are just breathtaking views, beautiful, crystal clear waters. And again, we'll add in some kayaking and some hiking and that sort of thing, so you can get off of the boat, dip your toes in the sand, and experience a bit of the island life as well. And that trip will be more of a intermediate skill level. There's more time on the water. There's more distance between ports, if you will. Again, depending on weather, the other option is we'll hit the Manitou Islands, North and South Manitou Islands, and along with the small town of Empire, which is on the eastern side of the Leelanau Peninsula.
All of this sounds really great, and I really like that you've added like hiking and kayaking and these other activities. Where do people sleep?
On the boat.
On the boat.
On the boat.
It's your floating condominium.
Yeah.
So how big are the boats that are going out? I mean, are there boats of all sizes since it's kind of a flotilla, or are these pretty large sailboats?
They're, I guess you could call them large. Depending on what size people, the boats that they bring themselves. Most of the boats will be part of the Bay Breeze charter fleet, and those boats run from 30 to 45 feet. So. There's some really nice sized boats, and full galley head, comfortable sleeping quarters, and again, if you're a lot of these boats will have a captain on it, United States Coast Guard certified captain, and if you're taking a lesson, then it's an ASA certified instructor, and you're traveling in numbers, which is there's safety in numbers, and that a lot of people like that.
You bet.
When you're out in kind of strange waters, it's nice to have another boat nearby. And, so you're sleeping on the boat. You don't have to incur any hotel expenses or anything like that.
Well, we probably only have about a half a minute, Rod. Can you tell us about your August event?
The flotilla is the big one. That's the granddaddy. That started it all. It's action-packed. We're going to hit Omena, Charlevoix, Elk Rapids, Sutton's Bay, Bower Harbor. There's wine tasting involved. There's an informal race where you're going to win a bunch of prizes. The Great Lakes Potato Chip Company is sponsoring all of our events, so you're going to have all the chips that you can eat. There's a huge reception dinner on the docks. There's a ton going on with the flotilla in August, and that is by far the one. If you're looking for kayaking and hiking and all kinds of things to do, the flotilla is the one that you'd want to think about. A lot shorter sails between ports, and extremely family-friendly, and all experience levels welcome.
And any age restrictions?
No age restrictions.
That just sounds fantastic. It really does. Well, thank you, Rod. Rod Call from Unsalted Sailing. That really does sound like a fantastic time with the Unsalted Sailing folks. You can find out more by going to unsaltedsailing.com. Let's find out what's happening all around the state. Michelle?
There's some fun things coming up around Mackinac Island. The island's going to celebrate Lilac Festival June 8th through the 17th. You can watch the Grand Parade. You can enjoy live music, enjoy the lilacs across the island. And if you're in the Mackinac Island area, you may want to check Shepler's Eastbound Lighthouse Cruises, where you can experience some of the awe-inspiring views up there, learn about the shipwrecks, navigation methods, and just see some of the beautiful historic lighthouses in that area. Other festivals happening throughout the state include the Hamburg Family Fun Fest in Hamburg and Livingston County, June 13th through 16th, with a pancake breakfast, a classic car show, a laser show, which intrigues me.
Any Hamburgs?
I don't know. No. Pancakes, not Hamburgs. Oh, Allegan County Fairgrounds hosts the Big Ticket Festival, June 14th through 16th, with 6 stages with live bands throughout 3 days. And up in Glen Arbor, they know how to do it right. They are celebrating the Barbecue and Brew Festival on June 16th with local breweries showcasing microbrews and plenty of barbecue. So that's my kind of festival. And you got to get your fruit into Coldwater Celebrates Strawberry Festival, June 16th, with arts and crafts and entertainment. And, of course, lots of strawberries and other strawberry treats available. And we can never forget our friends at Michigan International Speedway. Coming up June 16th through 19th, NASCAR comes to MIS with the Alliance Truck Parts 250, the Nationwide Series, and the Sprint Cup Series races. And while you're there, stop by to register to win that Pure Michigan 400 Mustang. It's going to be on site. We're giving that away August 19th at the Pure Michigan 400 Sprint Cup NASCAR race at MIS. So
fantastic.
Register to win that car and find out more about all of these events on Michigan.org.
And now that's all the time we have for this segment. So stick around. We're going to talk to our friends over at Grand Hotel next, right here on Travel Michigan, where your trip begins at Michigan.org.